Welcome to Commander Tune-Ups. Today's Omnath, I call him the cinnamon roll, but he's the Locus of the Roil deck, was submitted by our fan Jared.
Today we're going to show you the elemental fundamentals.
He's mental.
Whoa!
It's taking so long to get to the intro. I am your host, Joe Sherry's.
I am your host, BZ, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. And if you're looking to subscribe to a channel named the Nitpicking Nerds, we're right here. Go crazy. Go do it.
And besides, you want to be a subscriber to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more likely to graduate from elementary school.
The Nitpicking Nerds cannot guarantee that you graduate from any school because we don't know how smart you is.
We are so clever today.
We're so funny.
I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling like I got all the jokes. What is Commander Tune-Ups?
It's a series where we take your user-submitted deck and we upgrade it under your restrictions, your budget, your, I don't know, you only want blue cards. I don't know. Maybe you only want to have blue cards.
Maybe you do.
Anything you want. This one only restriction was the budget. It is a $200 budget and no card over $25.
Don't worry. We nailed it.
We always nail it.
Yeah, the original average CMC is 3.48. That's pretty good. I don't really have any complaints with that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we made it lower, but I have no complaints about
We
it.
literally always make it lower.
Right, but we got Omnath, Locus of the Roil. What does he do?
Omnath Locus of the Roil is a
1 blue, red, green for a 3/3. When he enters the battlefield, he deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. And if you control 8 or more lands, draw a card.
So, there's two things. We have lands matter and we have elementals matter. So
We want
that's
a bunch of elementals, and we want a bunch of lands. And then we make the elementals bigger, and then we swing and kill people.
yeah, we do a bunch of different little things all over the place. But let's start with our categories. Our first one is the elemental bread and butter. So what does that mean?
That means taking everything we want to do normally in Commander and replacing it with elementals, for the most part.
So elementals that do things you already want to be doing in
Ramp,
almost every deck.
Card draw, removal,
So,
basically.
Yep, and we'll start with some removal. There's not too many because we're not in black. We could have Shriek Maw if we're in black, but we're stuck to Teamer here, so.
Could have had a Shriek Maw. Non-committal.
You really just say that?
I don't know.
A non-committal Shriek
That
Maw.
song's in my head, especially when we listen to the Kids Bob version.
Yeah, the Kids Off version is so much better. You could have had a, what?
A nice kid or something?
nice friend?
A good friend. A good friend, non-committal.
You could have had a good friend, not committal.
Just, I like my friends like I like my women. Non-committal. Bane of Progress, 4 green for a 2/2. When enters the battlefield, destroy all artifacts and enchantments, and then he gets a counter for each thing destroyed this way. This can just completely hose people out of nowhere.
It's extremely strong against a lot of different decks. And it can be just huge. It can just be this huge
Oh yeah,
beater.
for sure.
And he's an elemental, as all these cards are.
Fun story about Bane of Progress. I was playing against our friend Ken, who is playing a Kozilek deck with a bunch of ramp, and I kept a one-lander with Putrid Imp. I got to reanimate Bane of Progress after discarding the hand size
Oh, that was actually
to blow up like 8 of his things. Bane of Progress is a dirty card. It can just take people out of the game. And what's the tiniest version of Bane of Progress?
a much itty bittier version is Ingot Chewer. This is 4 and a red for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact. Or you can pay 1 red to evoke it.
Which means it enters the battlefield and then it's sacrificed after it enters the battlefield.
So you get its ability. So you can pay 1 red just to get its ability.
And notable with Evoke, you can respond to the trigger. So the trigger will go on the stack to destroy an artifact. And if you wanted to sacrifice Ingot Chewer to something else, or bounce it back to your hand, you could do that. And now ramp elementals, there's a couple.
There's like 3. There's Embodiment of Spring, which is a blue for an 0/3.
This card is weird. If you told me Embodiment of Spring, I would be like, it's a green creature. It's a blue creature.
Yeah, and you tap it, pay a 1 and a green, search for a basic, put it on the battlefield, tap.
Will you sacrifice it?
Yeah, you sacrifice it. You always sacrifice it.
Not always. Not with Fertilid, 2 and a green for a 0/0 that enters with 2 +1/+1 counters. Really good with Omnath. It literally just lets you pay 2, search your library for a basic land, put it into play tapped, remove a counter from Fertilid, obviously.
Yeah. Put the counter on the Fertile.
And then with Omnath, you just put it back on there.
Yeah.
And maybe draw a card. That's all I want to be doing.
I thought that's what you were going to. Leafkin is an...
Leafkin Druid?
He's not just a Leafkin. He's a Leafkin Druid. He's an 0/3 for 1 in the green, taps for 1 green mana, but if you control 4 or more creatures, it taps for 2 green.
That's rock solid. Smoke Braider is 1 in a red for 1/1. It taps for 2 mana of any color, but you can only use it to play elemental stuff.
It's elemental ramp.
They're really solid. I don't think they're insane, but if you want elementals and you want ramp,
How would you describe these? Really solid, you think?
bread and butter. I would use elemental bread and butter.
I would
They're
describe-
probably one of the worst. They're the worst elementals in the deck, but I don't think I would cut them.
Fair enough. Some other elementals. We hit some card draw.
Card
elemental.
draw.
Mole Drifter. This is a creature.
Classic commander card.
Is it classic?
Why are you just asking me things I already said?
Because I'm just going to keep asking you. It's a 2/2 flyer for 4 and a blue. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, or you can evoke it for 2 and a blue.
So it can be divination with upside.
Yep, divination with upside. It's also an elemental. It's the type we want.
That's what we want.
Slithermuse. This card's weird.
This card is bizarre.
I know what it does. I just don't know what its power toughness is.
2 blue for a 3/3. When it leaves play, choose an opponent. If that player has more cards in hand than you, draw cards equal to the difference, and has evoke for 3 and a blue. So you either play it for 4 and let it leave at some random point and draw a couple cards, or play it as a spell for 3 and a blue and draw, 4 cards, 3 cards.
Depends on what your opponents are doing. Maybe draw 85 cards.
Yeah, you could just draw 12. They've got Reliquary Tower shenanigans going on.
It is possible to actually just draw 100 or something.
This card is weird. I've seen it be really good, and I've seen it be terrible. I think it's potential, and
It's an elemental.
it's an elemental. There's the elemental pool, as much as they overprint elementals, that is not deep in Teamer.
No, the elemental pool is just not even. They just don't print a lot of good elementals. That's what it is.
Good elementals. There was the 4/3 Thicket Crasher. My elemental's getting trample. I cut it.
Yeah,
What does that even do?
nothing.
Nothing.
Soul of the Harvest is the next one for card draw. 4 green for a 6/6. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, draw a card, and it has trample. What do you?
I was going to correct you and say that it's only under your control. I just didn't think there was a point to that.
You do it all the time. I know it's under you. They know.
I know.
We know.
Our viewers are intelligent.
They're not like, this card's so broken. Why would you not play that free deck?
Any creature.
Yes, obviously under your control. I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to correct it, but you were asking why I was being quiet. I couldn't think of anything else to
Because
say.
you're literally just sitting there staring at the camera. What am I
It's
supposed
a
to
nice
do?
camera. Why wouldn't I stare at it?
You were the next. Like usually when one person says something, the next person says something. It doesn't go, I'll just talk forever and I won't stop talking. Beezy, why are you even here? I should just be the host of the show. This is really cool.
Seems like it was going that way. This is the worst episode of Commander Tune-Ups ever. Lands Matter is our next category. We're putting lands in play or getting benefits from when lands enter the battlefield because of Omnath's awesome 8 lands or more draw card ability.
Well, this first one is Zendikar's Roil.
3 green for an enchantment. Landfall, make a 2/2 elemental. Perfect. It's an elemental. It's lands. It's an enchantment that stays around. Great.
Yeah, this cares about a lot of things that you care about. You care about elementals. You care about land drops.
I don't know why you said it again.
It's just like it cares about everything.
It checks all the boxes.
Tatiova, Benefic Druid. This costs 3 green for a 3/3. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life and draw a card.
Yeah, this is
Under your control.
worse than Omnath, I think. But this card could just go off. There's so many ways to go nuts with it.
This deck wants so many fetch lands because of Omnath.
Oh, max out on fetch lands for sure. Max out. Exploration, green enchantment. You can play 2 lands a turn.
Yeah.
1 extra. Great. That's going to come in handy for sure.
I mean, yeah, that always comes in handy. If you could also play Burgeoning in this spot too. That card's also awesome.
I don't like playing both, but I like playing one of them.
Yeah, I said in this spot.
Yeah,
I meant literally you could swap those out if
Yeah,
you
I
wanted
get what
to.
you mean. And Exploration is really good with Raminep Excavator. 2 and a green for a 2/3. You can play lands from your graveyard.
Maximize on fetch lands.
Which, I'm playing my Evolving Wilds from the graveyard. Trigger, fetch, trigger. Oh, I'll play an extra land for turn. Oh, it's Evolving Wilds. Trigger, fetch,
trigger.
That's 4 times of whatever you're getting. 4 2/2 elementals, 4 life, 4 cards. Omnath, 4 counters, 4 cards.
Raminep also awesome with strip mine effects.
Yeah, we don't have any strip mines here.
None.
Yeah,
I figured there was one, but I was wrong.
you can always add one.
But-
I mean, if you want to add one, you can add one. Strip mine is just really expensive.
That's fair. I mean, you could always play a Ghost Quarter.
I see so many Field of Ruins in these decks. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Don't play Field of Ruin.
Field of Ruin makes all your opponents search, and you only just get rid of one
It
land.
ramps 2 people for free.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. Maybe in a group hug deck.
Yeah, only in a group hug.
We said maximize on fetch lands. Also, Mirrored Landscape in this deck. That card's awesome.
A very beloved Nitpicking Nerd's favorite. If there was a Nitpicking Nerd's Hall of Fame, I think a Mirrored Landscape would be in it.
Maybe we should just make a Hall of Fame.
That'd be cute.
Nitpicking Nerd's Hall of Fame are cards that we just love the most in Commander.
Maybe those are like cards we don't read on videos anymore. Inducted in a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Mirrored Landscape is definitely one of them. Torment the Hellfire also up there.
Yeah, it is. Field of the Dead is our last land. I love this land. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. It broke Standard apparently. It's good in Pioneer. It's seeing play Modern. I love it. It enters tapped, produces a colorless only, and then whenever it or another land enters the battlefield, if you have 7 lands with different names, you get a 2/2 black zombie, no cost.
Yeah, card is much better than I thought it was, and it's cool.
It's exactly as good as I thought it was. I nailed it.
Really? You thought
I
it was?
said this is gonna get banned at Standard.
I don't think you thought it was that good.
No, I didn't.
Because you never said that.
No.
Elemental payoffs. Some cards that work with you playing elementals.
For decks full of elementals, we have to have cards that care about elementals. Otherwise, Leafkin Druid is going to sit there and never get your card back.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to ramp you a couple, but it's not
then
going to.
you don't want to be like, why am I just not playing Land Werewolf in the slot?
Why am I playing Slither Muse? What's going on? Why am
It's
I
like,
not just
am
playing?
I only
Divination?
playing it for one trigger off Omnath? No, we have lots of other reasons. Let's start with these ones.
This is a big category.
Urza's Incubator. This one, when it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type, and all of those creatures cost 2 less for your opponent's two.
This one actually is your opponent's cost.
Yes,
2 less too.
this is mirrored.
Right.
This is symmetrical.
Elementals will now cost 2 colorless less. Herald's Horn is the same thing, except they cost 1 less. And now at the beginning of your upkeep, if the top card of your deck is an elemental, you reveal it and you draw it for free, and then you.
And Herald's Horn is also only for you.
Yes, Herald's Horn is just for you. That is not the fixed version. That's the newest version.
Yeah, it's a different version.
I mean, new cards will not ever say what Urza's Incubator says.
No.
All creature types. That's just stupid. Flamekin Harbinger. This card is really funny. 1 red for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, search for an elemental and put it on top of your deck. There's a couple elementals that you always want. Shall we just go over the best card in the deck right now?
Sure.
The Gourmet Bagel, as it were. Mm-hmm. Best card in the deck. Risen Reef. 1 green-blue for a 1/1. If you don't know what this card is, it's the pinnacle of elementals. Whenever it or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it into play tapped. Otherwise, draw it.
You have to reveal it and then put it into play tapped.
Yes.
They
have to know what land it is
There's a mild step in between there.
for some reason. It's the best elemental, not close. It is going to power out ridiculous draws. I want ways to tutor this. I want ways to find this. Flamekin Harbinger is a really great way to do it.
Yep. Isn't Flamekin Harbinger part of a cycle? Because there's the Tree Folk one too.
They're all Harbingers. There's a fairy one, goblin one.
Yeah, what's the other one? What's the black one?
Goblin one's the black one.
What's the red one?
Flamekin.
What's the blue one?
The fairy.
What's the white one? Leonin? No.
Probably Kithkin?
Kithkin?
Just for a Kithkin card? I don't know about
Why
that
are we
one.
doing this? Next card for our elemental payoffs here. Kindred Discovery.
This is... People have noticed this card now because it's $18.
There's a reason for that. 3, blue. When it enters, you choose a creature type. Whenever a creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Whenever a creature type of the chosen type attacks, draw a card.
Yeah, 5 mana enchantment. Immediately get all your cards back. You can draw 4, 6, 10 cards off of this.
Easy.
Make a bunch of tokens. They still count. It doesn't say non-token. This card is nuts.
This card
Any
is
blue tribal deck needs this card.
This card is so good. Like it gets so much value so fast, so easily.
If they kill it, which it's a must, it's one of those must kills. If they kill it, that's fine. You're gonna get your cards back. You control when you play it.
It just runs away with the game. You can just enough card advantage will win almost any game. And this
Right. That's why Risen Reef is so good.
Yeah.
If you just draw enough cards, it doesn't matter what your deck does. You're gonna get to do all the things.
Do all the things.
Distant Melody is a much worse version of this. It's 3 and a blue. Choose a creature type you control. Draw a card for each type you got.
Sorcery, right?
Sorcery.
Thought so.
You can probably draw 4 is the sweet spot. If I'm drawing 4 off this, I feel really good. But 3's fine, and 2 or less, I'm just not casting it. Because I'm greedy.
I'm not going to cast Divination.
We have plenty of tokens. I'm not worried about not having enough elementals for that card.
Creeping Trailblazer.
Green and a red for a 2/2. Other elementals you control get +1/+0, so it's a little bit of a lower effect, and then you can pay 4 mana, and it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each elemental you control. It's a big beater. I cut it before I realized it pumped elementals, and then I just kept it. Like, it's probably good. Elementals are not good enough for me to start cutting lords.
That's fair. Metallic Mimic. This is what is his real creature type? Does it have one?
Construct.
It's a shapeshifter.
Pretty sure it's a construct.
I think it's a shapeshifter.
Ooh, it's a shapeshifter.
2 mana for a shapeshifter. It's a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. It's that type.
It enters as that type.
It enters as that type, and whenever a creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield, it enters with a +1/+1 counter.
Omnath cares about +1/+1 counters.
Does he?
There's a couple other random cards that care about +1/+1 counters, so that's just a little bit of gravy. And when the Metallic Mimic dies, the buff doesn't go away.
Yeah, it's a lord for everything that comes out after it.
Yes, and then the lord part sticks. Master of Waves. Not a lot of people would think to put Master of Waves in here, or maybe they would. I don't know. It's sweet. 3 and a blue for a 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, it has protection from red. When it enters the battlefield, you make a 1/0 elemental creature token for each devotion to blue you have. So you're always getting at least one. Elementals you control get +1/+1 so that they don't die. And this card's awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are cool with this card that maybe we'll get into a little later.
Yeah, keep Master of Waves in mind because it's actually not that bad.
Take Master of Waves, put it in the back of your mind, and we'll come back to it.
We'll come back. Scampering Scorcher.
I
looked at this card and I thought it was whatever, but actually it's worded in a way that it might actually be pretty sweet. 3 and a red for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 elemental creature tokens, and then all elementals you control gain haste.
Oh, so it can give.
It's the same ability. When it enters, your guys get haste, and you make 2 guys.
Okay, cool.
Right, so it can lead to like a huge swing.
Like just a big elemental out of nowhere.
Yeah, they weren't going to print this card with haste and then make 2 different elemental tokens. There were still 1/1s that have haste.
They could have easily.
No, not for smooth gameplay. That's confusing.
You're confusing.
Yeah, I am.
What's the next card? The rare Chandra.
No, this is the uncommon Chandra.
Obviously.
Novice Pyromancer. The other one's in here too, actually. But we're highlighting the one that works with elementals. 3 and a red for a 5 loyalty Chandra. +1, your elementals get +2/+0 until end of turn. -1, make 2 red mana. And -2, shock something. This card is not the worst, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Battle, Trumpet Blast your team. That's not bad when it goes up. Making red mana is always good. 2 red mana, we'll take that any day. I imagine you just play this out and just snap off the minus over and over and over until you have a big attack.
there's also a lot of small shockable targets in EDH.
Let's just sum up with Oracle of Moldiah. Imagine you're hitting that every time.
Yeah, every single time you play this Chandra, you minus hit Oracle and still have a Planeswalker.
And you just feel great about your life.
It literally happens every time.
Yes, every time.
What's next?
Winning the game category is next because every deck has to win the game. You can't just put dudes in play. Gotta have some surefire way to just blow everybody to smithereens.
Just hit him with that grenade launcher right in the chest.
Jeez. No.
Why not?
Hit him with that expropriate right in the chest, am I right? 7 blue, everybody votes whether you take an extra turn or take their best thing, and then you win the game. Because you get to vote, and you always vote for extra turn.
So you get an extra. It should be almost every time, Time Warp and Blatant Thievery.
But if anyone ever messes up or hasn't played against the card, the game's over. You have so many creatures to attack with that the extra turn's probably just going to be enough. And when you steal their best thing, I mean, what are they going to block with? You pick the most aggressive thing to just smash somebody.
Yeah.
Someone's dead, at least.
I've had the weirdest thing I've had to take with the Expropriate is Homeward Path.
That's funny.
I've had to take it just because, if I don't take your Homeward Path, you can take any of the things I take back.
I mean, even if Blatant Thievery steals 3 lands, it's a super annoying card.
Yeah, I love that card.
No, I hate this card. I hate it so much. It's already in the deck. I would not have added it, I don't think.
Well, yeah.
It's like a $50 card.
He said no cards over $20.
That's the only reason I would have added it. It just so happens that I despise this card, and I think it's no fun. Finale of Devastation is the next one. What'd it do?
This is X green. Search for a creature with converted mana cost X or less. Put it onto the battlefield. If X was 10 or greater, creatures get +X and gain haste.
Yep. But also, you can find creatures out of your graveyard.
Yes. Oh, I always
It either
forget
gets
that.
them back from the graveyard or from the deck.
I literally always forget that. It's
awesome.
It's such a cool upside that's on this card, but I just forget it's there.
Yeah, we have this, and the other way to find Risen Reef early game is Green Sun Zenith.
Ooh, just Green Sun for it? Yeah.
That's got to be the best Green Sun target.
It's certainly one of them.
Depending on how crazy you're
It's the gourmet bagel. So what? If you're not getting the gourmet bagel,
if you're not tutoring up the gourmet bagel, what are you doing with your life?
are you even playing a deck right? Are you?
Probably not.
Probably not.
The finale is the actual win con version because you can just store up mana with Omnath. You're going big mana anyway. Plus, get my guys plus 16, plus 16. Okay, here we go.
Kabloosion.
There's so many ways to go wide that even some that we didn't even get to mention, like Tempt with Vengeance, where you make X 1/1 elementals.
Ooh,
and your opponents say, no, I don't want to give you more of those, and it doesn't matter because you attack for a bajillion.
Yeah,
those are sweet.
That card's so cool.
Yeah, there's ways to make tokens. Check the deck list in the description, where you can also buy the deck on TCG Player or anything else and support the channel.
We're doing that now? In the
No,
middle?
I'm just saying, like, check out the deck list to see all of the other ways to make tokens.
Oh, okay. Next, Omnath, Locus of Rage.
3 red, red, green, green for a 5/5. Landfall, make a 5/5 elemental, and whenever an elemental you control dies, you get to lightning bolt something.
So this is extra. This card's good, and it's extra good in this deck. One, we have a lot of stuff that cares about landfall. We're getting lots of extra landfall.
Lots
and
of tokens.
Lots of tokens. All of our creatures are just elementals incidentally, so whenever any creature on your side dies, essentially, you're going to be just...
This is the anti-board wipe card. If you have a way to sacrifice your guys, which there's not really any in here, it's not an aristocrats deck. If your opponent's board wipe, if you block, or if you just run them all into their creatures, they can either not block or take damage anyway.
Yeah, and you can destroy a lot of stuff on board because it does any target.
Any target. Oh, this card is actually sweet. Really solid top end.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then the last one, Rite of Replication. My favorite Rite of Replication target is our Gourmet Bagel.
Risen Reef. What happens if you Rite of Replication a Risen Reef? But we should read Rite of Replication first.
Rite of Replication is 2 blue, make a copy of target creature.
It does target, so watch out.
Yes, be careful.
You can get this spell fizzled.
Yes, very easily.
Even if you pay 5 to kick it, which means you make 5 tokens of target creature instead.
If you target Risen Reef, they all come in at the same time. So there's one that's already on the battlefield.
You'll have 6 Risen Reefs, and you will get 30 Risen Reef triggers.
30 Risen Reef triggers, so the top 30 cards, you will draw any non-lands and put all lands into play tap.
Yeah, the best way to resolve that, well, let's just help them resolve it. Draw 30, keep them separate, and just put all the lands in play tapped.
Yes, and if your opponents won't let you do that, then do it one by one and make them suffer.
Do it even slower. Do it like Arena, where you have to click, and then they all have to say, what, pass priority, pass priority, pass priority.
Yeah, do it in the look at the top card, put it back down, draw it. Look at the top card, put it back down.
You have to do math.
Flip it.
Do math in between, like.
This is what your opponents get for not letting you shortcut.
Yeah, seriously. Shortcutting is one of the best things you can do in EDH. But Rite of Replication, more importantly, why is it on the win cons section? Because you can target Omnath. And when Omnath enters, he deals damage equal to the number of elementals you control to any target, which includes face. So if you have 15 elementals, you copy Omnath 5 times, Legend Rule gets rid of them, and then you have 5 triggers of 15. Oh, great. You're dead, and you're dead. Cool.
Yeah. Also, if you have both on the top, then you get lightning bolts for those too. If you had the other,
the other
Locus of Rage.
the other Omnath, yeah. I don't like that there's so many Omnaths. They're gonna make a 5-color one. It's gonna be stupid.
Well, yeah, they're gonna next to the 4-color one. If they skip the 4,
I've called this previously, and I'll call it again now. They're skipping 4 colors. They're just gonna go to 5.
No,
they can't resist making a dumb 5-color commander.
No, they're gonna do 4-color, and it's interesting because these are two. When you do two different 4 colors can be so much different. So like him with black and no white, and him with white and no black are two such different decks.
To me, if they made a 4-color Omnath, I would be really interested in that. But if they made a 5-color Omnath, I probably wouldn't even read it. Maybe I'd have to for the channel at some point, but that would be so just utterly boring to me. Isn't that weird?
There's so many 5-color commanders. There's so many. There's almost no 4-color commanders.
I have not built a serious 5-color deck. I just can't. I can't even. I don't know where to start.
There's too much. There's too much to work with. You have everything to work with. Ugh.
You just end up, and then like 10 or 11 cards in your deck end up being staples.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Rhystic Study. I want to play Soul Ring. I want to play Skull Clamp.
I want to play Nefarious Protection.
I'm going to play Sky Shroud Claim now because I'm 5 colors and I can get any. It's like, ugh. Come on. Oh, I got to play Cyclonic Grip. Oh, I might as well play Vandal Blast.
Blah.
Oh, this is an elemental deck? Well, it just looks like crap.
All right. So the new average CMC is 3.3.
What did I tell you? We lowered it.
We always lower it. Stop yelling.
What did I tell you? We lowered it. Just like our voices.
I have to yell at Beezy. Beezy's getting too excited over here.
I'm just getting so passionate about Omnaths.
The new mic is so good, we don't have to yell anymore.
I know, the new mic is amazing. We overshot it last time.
Yeah, we got very loud in the last video.
Yes.
We're working on it.
There are some cards that we added that we didn't get to talk about in the main deck tech, so we're just going to talk about them now. But I really, really like Crystal Shard in this deck. Why don't you read that real quick?
Crystal Shard, 3 mana artifact, 3 tap, or blue tap.
It's always blue tap.
So mostly blue tap. Return target creature to its owner's hand unless its controller pays 1.
We took out Swiftfoot Boots for this. Swiftfoot Boots is fine, but it's so dead. None of your creatures, they kind of enter and they do their thing, and then they're whatever. Omnath is the only one you want to protect, and this protects him so much better because no one's going to single target remove him when you have Crystal Shard out. This can also be used aggressively against your opponent's fatties. Oh, they tapped out for a Shield Red. Well, just bounce it.
Yeah, they have to leave up an extra mana.
Or better yet, stop them from playing Shield Red for the turn, and then you get to bounce your own guy anyway.
I hate the art in this card.
Oh, the art is abysmal. We need a new art for Crystal Shard badly, but I really liked it, and I wanted to mention it because it's good with, let's bring up Master Waves again. If you have Omnath and Master Waves, you Crystal Shard the Master Waves, all your elementals die, and then you get all the Omnath triggers.
Locust of Rage.
Yeah, Locus of Rage. Is that what I said?
You just said Omnath, I think. Because there's so many Omnaths.
Just put the green Omnath in here for fun. This card's terrible and does nothing, but let's just put it in.
Right.
What else do we want to talk about there? This is a deck I begrudgingly left Avenger of Zendikar in. But Bloodwater Entity is a cool sort of out of left field. I would normally skip by this card. It's 1 blue and a red for a 2/2 flyer, prowess, whatever. When it enters the battlefield, you put an instant or sorcery from your graveyard on top of your library.
What are some of the best ones?
What's the easiest way to get it back? Oh, play any land, and then you just draw it. So this plus land is just Eternal Witness, but it's an elemental.
Yeah, that is kind of an Eternal Witness.
Isn't that pretty sweet? There's things like, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Farseeker in here, Finale. Any of your clone spell. There's Quasi-Duplicate also in here. Cyclonic Rift, Beast Within, Nature's Claim.
All that good stuff.
Some of those are stuff we added. I added Nature's Claim for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, Nature's Claim is awesome.
I also added Springbloom Druid. We had Harrow in the deck, and Harrow seemed great. And you want to maximize Omnath triggers, so I took out a Cultivate. I think I took out Kodama's Reach, technically, but I swapped them because creature, tutorable, and it puts 2 lands in play.
Yep,
and it puts a land in the graveyard for extra bonus of Ramnep Excavator.
You've already given me enough reasons.
And then I gave you 2 more.
Give me 1 more.
I don't want to.
Okay, fair enough.
In terms of counter spells, I can only squeeze 1 in. I wanted to maybe put an Arcane Denial in this deck, but I ended up not. Mystic Confluence is the only counter spell I added. But there was none, and I thought, we need at least 1.
Be super careful with Mystical Confluence. Some people just don't play this card right. When you go, don't try to go bounce your own creature, draw 2. The issue that's going to come up there is they're going to remove that creature at instant speed, and you're going to fizzle this whole spell.
It only has 1 target when you do that, so it can fizzle.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
If your opponent's tapped out, go crazy. Bounce Omnath, draw 2 cards. That's amazing. But I think normally what you're going to do is mana leak your spell once or twice, draw a card if you can, and then bounce Omnath to get another trigger.
Yeah, or just double mana leak, bounce. Double mana leak.
We've talked about how versatile this card is. Bounce 3 of my guys in response to a board wipe. Counter your board wipe. Draw 3 cards. This card's great.
Oh, it's so good. It's literally so many different things you can do. I love this card.
Yeah, absolute blast to play, and I'm glad they reprinted it, so it's only $3 or $4.
Yeah, it was getting expensive before.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want
to
go for? I did want to talk about 1 land that we added as the last thing, because I thought it was really good, and I forgot it existed.
Alrighty.
Oh, Sanctum of Eternity. It's a land that taps for colorless, and you can pay 2 and tap it to, during your turn, return target commander you control from the battlefield to your hand. Yeah. It's commander you own, so if Omnath gets stolen for some reason, you can take him back to your hand. But most importantly, it just lets you go, all right, bounce this, and dome you for whatever again.
I love the wording of own because it's silly. Is if now you get to argue with somebody when they obviously everyone knows how own actually works, but if someone borrows your deck, you get to go, I'll bounce my commander to my hand. It's mine. I own it.
I'm so clever.
It's just so stupid.
Yes.
I love doing.
Well, we are pretty stupid.
With stupid stuff is great. I think that's all.
You know what else is great?
What? Our 31 patrons.
They're not what I was going to say, but it's true. They support us more than anyone could.
Yeah. They support us financially. They're awesome. So many.
The coolest people.
I want to shout out. Well, we have 2 new guys to shout out first before anything.
Yes.
2 new guys. What's I got my name? Jacob and
I was gonna grab the phone. You got it?
Alan. Jacob and Alan.
Jacob and Alan.
I have it. Yeah. I was just doing a little bit of editing today. I saw that they'd added. Oh, thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much.
31 out of 50. Why do I say out of 50? Because when we get to 50 patrons, underwater box opening. I won't even say any more about it. Check out Patreon to see what it is.
And I want to shout out 2 other people from our patrons specifically.
But we hang out with them in the Discord every day, which
Yes.
you can do.
Well, yes. If you're
Patrons go to the Discord.
Michael.
Michael V.
Michael V. Yeah, Michael V. He nominated us for Content Creator of the Year, and though I doubt we're gonna win that,
But we're gonna.
that feels great.
We might have to introduce ourselves as Content of the Year Creators nominee. Yeah, we'll say it better than that, though.
We'll just yell and scream. And I also want to shout out Vern, another patron. He
Promoting us, just giving us pats on the back. Just even he's out there. He's expanding the web of our reach.
Yes, he's putting our stuff onto Reddit, onto other stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you anyone who
Even just watching the video and go, that's fine. That's great. I love that.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Anything. We love you. We literally love everyone to watch these videos.
We're enjoying this so much. We got a new setup. We're reinvigorated. We weren't even uninvigorated, but now we're even more invigorated.
We're just more vigorated. We're super.
We control a forest, and we're having our opponent gain 4 life. Cast Invigorate. Target us. We should probably go, huh?
Yeah, we should. But
I already plugged TCG players, so we're good on that.
I want to say thank you again because also, another thing that's making me super happy. Our Crick video is getting close to 10,000 views. That'll be our first 10,000 view video.
Go click on that for no reason, just to give it a view, so we can get to 10,000 views in a video.
Yes. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, Tribe Scout.